Hello everyone and welcome back to a new tutorial on the how to make a Blox Fruits type game series. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to fix a bug that I found with the punch-in and the combat, which was that when I clicked there was a little delay between clicking, punch-in, and damaging the NPC. And also I'm going to show you how to set up a little NPC system and how to make them follow you when you get too close. Also, what I forgot to mention was that the code in this video is going to be pretty unoptimized, but we will optimize it in the next tutorial when we add more stuff. Before this video starts, if you guys want to support me and want to have access to all of my project files, including the one you're watching right now, they will all be available on my Patreon in the $10 tier. Okay, so to start off with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try fixing a bug that I found, which is that when I was playing the game, every time I punch, there is a little delay between punching and actually damaging the other player or NPC. So what I'm going to do is enter punch service, and I found out that I left a task.weight 0.2 in here, which should not be there. And also I want to make the hitbox bigger, so I'm going to make it 6 by 6. And that's pretty much it. And what I'm going to do now is show you how to make the NPC have animations. So we're going to play the game, and we're going to wait for this to load. And let's first choose our team and equip the combat tool and try to punch the NPC. And as you can see, there is no longer a delay, and it's so much better because this has been annoying me for quite a while now. And yeah, I'm going to show you now how to do the animations. Select your character by going to the select tool and clicking on your character, or just going to the workspace in the explorer and clicking on your character. And then we can go to animate, and you can copy this script. Just copy the entire script. And now we can stop the game. And inside of a rig, we're going to add a script, and we're going to call it animate. Make sure it's not a local script, make sure it's a script. And now we'll paste into the rig the animate script that we copied. And now we're going to copy everything that's inside this script, and we're going to delete it. And now we're going to enter back to our server script that we added. And we're going to paste in this, and we can delete the part that does the emotes because we don't need it, and it will just give us an error. Then I think there is an error in line 757, I think. And it's this dot chatted. We don't need this because we can't really chat in here. And I think that's pretty much all we need to do. Okay, now we're going to play the game and see if this works. Let's play and wait for this to load again. I'm gonna have to pause my recording because this takes way too long. And it's finally loaded. Let's go ahead and choose pirates. And as you can see, we have our animations now. And okay, what just happened? Okay, that's a little weird. I don't know why that happened, but yeah, it works. Now we can try to punch this, and it will still work. Okay, now we can apply animations to this, and it looks pretty cool. So what I'm going to do now is copy the anime script and paste it into every single rig that we have over here. And I'm just going to paste them here and move the NPCs. And here's what we're going to do. We will add a folder, core objects, and we're going to add another folder. I'm going to call it NPCs. And now we're going to have them in separate worlds. So this one's going to be world 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select one NPC, and I'm going to put it in the world 1 folder. And what I want to do now is make it so that whenever you get close to this NPC, but I'm just going to delete these because I don't think we need them right now. And we only need to focus on this one. So I'm going to make it so that whenever you try getting close to this NPC, it will find the closest player, and it will try to follow him and punch him. So what we're going to do now is we will add a script to services. I'm going to add a module script, and we'll call it, let's see what we can call it. Let's call it NPC handler. And now inside of each, actually, let me think about this. Actually, we don't need to do what I'm thinking about yet. But yeah, let's just continue on working on NPC handler. So what we're going to do in here is we're going to get, first we're going to get core objects. Or yeah, NPCs. Let's do local NPCs equals workspace.core objects .npcs, and now we can loop through the NPCs for underscore comma world in NPCs colon get children do, and now we're gonna do for underscore comma NPC in world colon, let's just do NPC like this so that we don't really confuse it with NPCs. NPC in world colon get children, and what we're doing here is we are looping through this NPCs folder, and inside of it, and whenever we reach a folder, we'll loop through the world itself. So this is going to give us the world, and this is going to be the NPC inside of that world. Each NPC and each world, of course. And what we can do here is check for the closest player. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do local. Actually, let's just add an attribute, or I think. Okay, so we're gonna add a module script. Okay, I think I've thought of a way of handling the attacks. What we're gonna do is we'll go to replicated storage. We're gonna go to modules. We're gonna add a module script, and we're gonna call it npc configs. Let's just make this lowercase, npc configs. And here's what we're gonna do. Inside of this module, we'll return a table, and we'll send each type of NPC. So we're gonna do the first one is going to be like this. You do a table, and then you do NPC type, and then we're just going to add a string, and it's going to be let's call this one let's call him a bandit. Let's just call him a bandit. And we're gonna do NPC type equals to bandit. And this is where we're going to configure each NPC. Instead of having a module inside of each NPC, we're just gonna have one that will handle each type of NPCs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this NPC over here, and we're gonna add an attribute. Click the plus icon in this attribute tab, and we're gonna add a NPC type attribute called NPC type, like this. Spell it exactly like this, and it has to be a string. And we're just going to type in bandit. It doesn't have to do with the name, it has to do with the NPC type that you wrote over here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to NPC config, and we'll type in trigger distance. So the distance that it takes to trigger him, and this is going to be 10, or like let's just do 10, or yeah, 10 is good. Then we're gonna have the attack, and attack is going to just be another module inside of npc configs. So let me think. I think we can just, no, I'll think about this and I'll be back. Okay, I thought of a good way of doing this. The first thing we need to do is do attack debounce, and it's going to be equal to like 2 seconds or 3, so that every 3 seconds it will attack. And then we're gonna do local attack equals, and we're gonna add a module inside of this npc configs, and we're gonna call it bandit. And this module will contain all of the other modules that will contain the attack. So in the bandit attack, we're gonna return, and we'll just do a function, and you will have to give it the npc. Okay, so now we're gonna try printing cold. Okay, that's how we'll handle the attacks. And what I want to do now is go back to npc configs, and we're gonna do require script, and we're gonna do square brackets, and we're gonna do npc type. npc actually, I can't access it. I can't really. Okay, let's just do npc. Let's just do bandit script square brackets, and we're gonna do bandit, and that's how it's going to work. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is, so this is our first npc type setup, and what we're gonna do now is go back to npc handler, and we'll loop through these npcs, and this is where we will check if the npc is close enough. So we're gonna get run service, local run service equals game get service run service. And what we're gonna do now is we will get replicated storage, and I spelled it wrong, replicated storage, and we're gonna get we're gonna do game get service replicated storage. Now we're gonna do local remotes equals replicated storage dot local events, not remote events, equals replicated storage dot events. And now we're gonna do local modules or local shared modules equals, and we can just do events. Oh, actually no, replicated storage dot modules, and then we can do local npc configs equals npc no equals shared modules, and we're gonna do dot require, of course, sorry, require shared modules dot npc configs. Okay, so we're gonna go down here, and in this npc what we're gonna do is we'll get the closest player. So that's dot spawn function, and okay, that's dot spawn function, and we're gonna look for the closest player. So actually, we don't need this many while loop in here. We can just do it in here. While true do. We're gonna do task.wait1, and we're gonna do all of this. Okay, so we're gonna do a task.spawn function, and here's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get players, local players equals game get service players, and now we can scroll down all the way here. And we can do local nearest local npc config first, local npc config. And now I want you to make sure that you don't type in npc configs in here by mistake. So you're gonna do equals npc configs equals nil first, and we're gonna loop through for underscore comma v in npc configs do if v dot npc type equals npc get attribute and get attribute npc type. Then we're gonna do npc config equals v, and we're gonna break. Okay, so now we can go back here and we can make sure that it's actually called npc type. Okay, and what we can do here is if npc config not configs is not equal to nil, then you can just do if npc config. What am I doing? Okay, then we can start this. So we're gonna do local nearest player, and we're gonna do, I think that's all we need. Okay, let's just do local nearest distance, and we can just get rid of this equals nil. Okay, so now what we can do is loop through all of the players. So for underscore comma player in okay, I can't type player in players colon gets players do, and what we can do is local character equals player dot character, and then we're gonna do local character humanoid equals character colon find first child humanoid. And now we're gonna do if character is not equal if character then, and then you can do this. And now we're gonna do if character humanoid, then we can do if character humanoid dot health is greater than 0, then we can do whatever we want to do. So what we need to do is, okay, so I think I know how to do this. What I want to do is I'm going to do local character position equals character dot humanoid root bar dot position, and we're gonna do local distance from npc equals, and we can just type in character position dot minus npc dot humanoid root bar dot position. And now we're gonna set nearest distance to math.huge, and in here we're gonna do if distance from npc is less than nearest distance, then we're gonna do distance nearest distance. Okay, we can do and distance from npc is less then, and you can just do npc config, not configs, dot attack trigger distance, and less or equal, sorry. And then here we're gonna do nearest distance equals distance from npc, and we're gonna do nearest player equals, and we're gonna do player. Okay, now we need to, after this we're gonna get the nearest player, so we're just going to turn this into a function. So local function get nearest player, and we can just copy this entire for loop, and we're going to return nearest return. Okay, just copy this too. We will take the npc config, and I think this is all it's going to take. We're also going to take the npc and make sure to type in these two. And now we're gonna copy the nearest player and the nearest player nearest distance, and in here we're gonna return nearest player. If nearest player is not equal to nil, then we're gonna return nearest player. Else we're gonna return false. Okay, so if npc config, just make sure to remove all of the empty spaces, and now we're gonna do local nearest player, and we're gonna set it to get nearest player, and we're gonna send the npc and the npc config. And now that we have the nearest player, what we can do is print nearest player dot is, oh, what am I doing? Nearest player is, and we're gonna do dot nearest player dot name. Okay, let's try this out. I'm going to play the game. Okay, I'm going to play the game and see if this works. So I think it should work, but we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, we have a problem. We're gonna go back here and distance from npc, oh, okay. So the problem that we did here is I didn't type in dot magnitude, and if you magnitude, okay, if you play the game now, I think, actually I'm not sure, let's just see if it's gonna work. Okay, so the other thing that we forgot is to make sure that if nearest player, then now you can do this, and I think it should work. Okay, let's try this out. I will go back here to studio, and I'm going to check my combat tool, and I'm going to try getting close. And nearest player is Polaris Prague. Okay, so now that we get the nearest player, we're going to try following him. Okay, so I removed the print nearest player, and here's what we're going to do. So we're going to do a while loop. In here, we're just going to do while true do, and we're going to do task.wait 0.5 or 0.05. And what we're going to do in here is we'll get the nearest player, and if it's not equal to nil, if nearest player, then else we'll break. Now, if the nearest player is not equal to nil, then we're going to do npc.humanoid move to, and we're going to move him to the character to where is it? It's called okay, nearest player dot character dot humanoid root part dot position. Okay, so now what we can do is test this, and by the way, this is very unoptimized, and we will optimize it in the future, in the future episode. This is going to be pretty laggy, I think, but we will fix it, don't worry. Okay, so we're gonna play, and if I get close to this guy, I think he will start following me. Okay, so it does start following me, but yeah, As I said, this is very unoptimized, but we got the base system down, and we will optimize it in the next episode. Okay, so if this was helpful, make sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.